So Blumhouse is back with another PG-13 horror film called AfrAID, and in this one, John Cho's not trying to go to White Castle. He's trying to save his family from an evil AI. Now, right off the bat, AfrAID is not as bad as I thought it was going to be, and take that however you want, because the bar is not set very high after Night Swim. In fact, the bar is probably below ground level. But there are actually a couple of positives to this film, as I'm going to get into. A lot of these PG-13 Blumhouse films have none. I think this movie had a couple. The first positive of this film being the themes and scenarios it finds itself talking about when it comes to AI application in the real world these days. I feel like a lot of people are going to be duped by this film's trailer and what they think they're getting into when it comes to a Blumhouse PG-13 film. It really doesn't feel like a horror film at all. It feels like a sci-fi episode of Black Mirror just watered down. So know that going into it, it's probably not what you expect, for better or worse. If there was a better director or writer, I think the end product would have been a lot better. Again, this is one of those movies that's kind of a disaster in how it gets executed. But the intentions behind it, some of the commentary, I did enjoy it. I thought it was actually pretty relatable to what's going on now. I also like how this film highlighted some clear positive use cases for AI, because as you know, all we hear is about the negative side effects of it, all of these evil endeavors people could possibly use it for. I like how this film highlights some pretty common sense but positive uses for it. How it could possibly cure some people's loneliness, it could help outcasts, it could help moms, especially those struggling because they're so busy, it could get their social lives back. I like that, just because it's another side of this that we almost never hear when it comes to discussing AI. I also kind of enjoyed this film's message when it's tackling how many people these days really feel like they're already basically AI robots, overly dependent on technology, how easily influenced they are by algorithms, how much they're easily manipulated by technology. I thought it was pretty clever, and I actually kind of liked it because, yeah, I think a lot of people are way too dependent on technology. The last positive I have for this film is actually the opening scene. I thought it was effective enough for what it's trying to do. Compared to a lot of these Blumhouse openings where within 5 minutes you're just going, yikes, like this is what it's going to be. I didn't think that. I thought the opening scene of this was atmospheric enough. I thought it had a pretty effective jump scare. I thought the opening scene was completely fine, so it was well above average for Blumhouse. But now for the good part, the negatives. I can't help but find it funny and see the irony in the fact that this film is called AfrAID, highlighting AI, and it feels like all of the characters or cartoons written by AI, all of their dialogue is so bad. You have this dad who's constantly saying really creepy things. You have this angsty teenage daughter. You've seen that 100 times in these films. You have two younger kids who can't act. You have an overly emotional mom who just seems to blow up on the dad for no reason at every scene. This money-hungry boss. I mean, you could keep going. Every single character in this film is a complete caricature. I don't know why, but the dad in this, played by John Cho, just could not go a scene without saying some weird, creepy, philosophical line. There's a scene where he's talking to this younger, attractive girl. It kind of makes you feel awkward, maybe like they're flirting because he has a family. She talks to him and she goes, "What's it like to have a family?" He looks this attractive girl dead in the eye and he says, "To be honest with you, having a family is terrifying. It's like having additional limbs, but you can't control them." Something out of a sci-fi movie. And you're watching this and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, nobody talks like that. That's one of the silliest things I've ever heard. Then you have this super weird subplot going on with the daughter of this family, who you learn absolutely nothing about her character, just that she's the stereotypical angsty teen in all of these films. Has this dilemma with her boyfriend, I think, who's constantly coercing her into sending nudes. He's basically a predator. Super cartoony character. There's a scene where the AI gets back at him, makes this giant video, sends it to the school, and it's like, the video sent out looks like something straight out of a crime documentary, something out of CSI Miami. How did nobody know that she did not create this? The entire scene just felt like a complete comedy. If you've seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know, it was weird, it was bad. This is also a film that made me feel really old and out of touch and really doomed for the state of society and where we're heading when it comes to AI and the way they depict Gen Z. Not sure how accurate it is, but if it is accurate, the way these characters act, and they're constantly talking about Minecraft, swatting, managing screen time. These characters can't seemingly read a book or cook dinner without AI. It's just a depressing state of the world if that's really the way we're headed. Also, take it for what you will, but there was a guy in my movie theater who snored the entire second half of this thing, and people were leaving, people were laughing. So maybe use that as an example for how boring a lot of people seemingly found this. Another one of these films, I'm not really sure who it's for. It feels like it's going to be very boring to teenagers who want a generic thriller, and it's going to be a little bit too light for adults who want to actually seriously explore the AI conversation. Overall, guys, it does have some effective themes and commentary it's going for. They're just not executed well, but it's still better than Night Swim if that says anything. But the whole thing just kind of feels like 10 Black Mirror episodes spliced together, but they're about 1/10 as good, so it's background noise. Have any of you guys seen this one yet? Do you have any interest? Did you like it, dislike it? Comment down below, let me know. As always, if you haven't subscribed yet, I do it all on this channel. Feel free to join me down below, but that's all I got in this video. Peace!